Oh, really glad you came in because I didn't actually watch this movie.
Yeah, he didn't. By the way, I'm Tik Tak.
sQuiggs.
Yes, the first person is better, so he says it.
Second.
Just like the first person in this movie, in the movies,
Matt
Bourne
Damon?
movies, I like better.
Oh, that's leading in pretty strong.
I'm just throwing it out there right away. Just throwing it before I even get into the story. I know all these people are saying, it's the best Bourne ever. I'm going to say the first Bourne ever was the best Bourne ever.
Oh, feed.
This is not even based off his books, Robert Ludlum's book. This is just a separate...
Really?
We want to start something else on our own thing.
The same director, they kept the same kind of cast in the background, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the same characters, but this is just, they're just going their own way.
So it's kind of like Highlander the movie, and then Highlander the TV series. Because they kind of did something completely different. I like the TV series better. $1 million.
I'm not saying this movie's horrible. I'm not saying that at all.
No,
you tell me, what is the story? What's the story about?
The story in this movie puts Matt Damon running away. Oh wait, no, not Matt Damon.
We do see Matt Damon in a picture.
Oh.
But listen up. This is the story. So it ends up he's from a different program. The Bourne Legacy, not Bourne, but the legacy of Bourne, the program that he was in, Treadstone. It's about that program. And you see something. Well, the story starts very slowly, right? He's in the mountains. And then from there, they end up closing the program down. And to close any secret program down, what happens? You got to get rid of everything.
So right off the bat, you're kind of telling me this is more of like a prequel to the whole thing?
No, it's definitely after the fact.
Oh, okay.
And how they do that, since I'm talking story, is they do go back to the Bourne movies, but obviously they didn't have Jason Bourne, otherwise known as Matt Damon, his rights to be in there, so they use parts of the movie that were from the other part, but they never ever get Matt Damon in there. But I was still confused when they were trying to connect the stories. I'd have to see it again. But I can see why people were saying, wow, this is so much better than the other Bournes. Some of these actors, like that Renner did versus Matt Damon, like, they were wicked, some of these fight scenes. So one more thing to go with the story is, the story wasn't horrible, but watching the movie, it was slow. Just as, like, I felt the other movies were slow too, but I was more invested, right? Even with the third one. Whereas this, parts of the story were so slow, I was just like, seriously? Let's do something. But it's something I've come to accept throughout all the Bourne movies anyways, right?
And I haven't come to accept any of that. I'm going to leave with saying I did not really care for the other movies just because it's basically an over-glorified chase scene that Matt Damon was doing the entire time.
Rachel Weisz, Weisz. Anyways.
We can be here all day.
She's the other actress, and by other actress I mean the actress, of, really, there's only one other woman in this movie. That's of any importance.
That just like dawned on you, I can tell.
Yeah, it's funny how that works.
How'd you do?
I think she did okay. She had to look like the scared science-y person type, and I think she did that.
So she kind of played that same kind of like female character that was in the first movie?
No, she didn't have to be as strong though, really. She's a good actor. She does, like I said, she does good what she does, but it's not like it's this pivotal role, right? Like, it helps with the story, but at the same time, her actual acting was like, okay. Yeah. And then the other character, Edward Norton.
That's what I'm interested about.
You hate him. You hate him. He's in charge. Like, I think he did well, but I still hated him. He's in charge of these programs. Mm-hmm. He's like the end-all, be-all for these programs, right? And somehow, he's got all the power. Speechless, and that's the word of the day.
You really like to point at people, don't you?
I'm speechless right now. Hello, I'm trying to be speechless here, and you're wrecking it. And by spee I mean Speechless. Speechless, because that's kind of how some of the characters are in these movies. Renner's the new Bourne. Really, I think that's exactly what it's like.
Another couple movies for him, move on.
I was thinking the whole Bond, passing the torch thing, right? Bond to the next Bond, and that's what it feels like. It's like Bourne to the next Bourne legacy.
Except for when they introduced Sean Connery, they kind of, forgot to do the pass on it, just like Sean Connery appears.
Okay, just don't even do that.
I guess it's on to that rating time.
On to that rating time. I'm still going to give it a 3.5.
Wow.
Didn't I give Bond pretty good? Or wouldn't I have if we would have done it? We didn't do it because it's Bourne. That's why.